Hi everyone, Dawn Fisher, Morning Glory Needleworks. Welcome to my 37th FlossTube video. As always, thank you to everybody who subscribed, comments. I love comments, like my channel, everybody. And as always, I have a lot of links at the end in the comments or description of the video. You have to hit like see more or whatever. You can scroll down and there's links to my Etsy shop, the Morning Glory Needleworks Etsy shop, Instagram, Stitch of the Month Facebook group, a Morning Glory Needleworks Facebook group, Buy Me a Coffee, and bio link, which is kind of has everything in one place. Also, I break my videos into chapters, so if you want to come back later or tell somebody to watch just a certain part of it, you can just click on in that same area of comments. There'll be a list of chapters and a timestamp next to it. You just click on that timestamp. It'll take you to exactly where you want to go, but please watch the whole video. Now, my life update. As you know, I'm still trying to get my house ready for sale. Oh, so much stuff. I can't believe it. I've taken a few loads to storage. Right now I have boxes of books everywhere. I don't know if you can kind of see, but that bookcase there is usually full of books. Now there's just a few on the bottom. There's a lot of stitching books. All my other books, well, except for the bedroom, are out of the house. I've sorted through, gotten rid of a lot of books. I still have another bookcase over there full of books, and I've been packing up a few of those. The problem is books are very heavy. So even though I went back to the moving company that provides these heavy books for heavy boxes for free, I sorted through them and found the smallest boxes they had, which are still pretty big. But I can still, because it's just me, I can only fill them maybe a little bit over half full. And then at that point, I'm not going to kill myself. You know, I know I can lift them, but I'm not going to kill myself trying to move these boxes with books. So I fill them about a little over halfway, and then I start putting other stuff in. You can see some of the stuff back here is gone, packed up. It's just a little at a time. I'm doing what I can. Also, you know, my house is going to be tented for termites. I've scheduled it for July 12th. So me and the 5 cats are going to have to move out for a few nights. So I actually found an Airbnb that's like just a few blocks away, maybe 10 blocks away, that allow pets. So especially cats, a lot of them don't allow, they allow dogs, but not cats. But so I'm going to be staying there. I'm actually going the night before because they will come to tent the house early on the morning of the 12th, and which is a Wednesday. But I don't want to try and have to catch 5 cats and pack them in crates. And I don't have 5 crates. So I'll probably take 2 or 3 cats at a time over there. And last time it was very challenging. And at that time, I had Jeffrey, and he was able to get up and move around. Between the 2 of us, we still, one of the cats, Tommy, we had to wait till the next day to even catch him. They won't tent the house till I tell them to, but I just want to make sure everybody's out. But so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll have a couple, I guess, days of vacation, kind of. I'm going to take some stitching with me, and I can just sit and relax and read, still go out and do stuff. And I mean, it's really, really close. It's almost on the same street, just a few blocks down. So that's nice. And it's pretty reasonable. Sometimes they can get a little pricey, but anyway, so that's what I have coming up. So I'm just trying to get everything ready before they tent the house. I do have to, any food that's been opened, like a box of cereal that's been opened, or anything like that that's been opened, even stuff in the refrigerator, has to be placed in these special bags. They look like garbage bags, but they're special. So I have to go through my whole refrigerator, my freezer, my pantry, and box or bag up all this stuff. So I need to have them bring me some more bags. They dropped off some, but that's not going to be enough. But you know what? It'll be a good time to clean the pantry out, clean the fridge out, clean the freezer out. I can get rid of a lot of stuff I don't need anymore. So that's what's going on with me. Lots of stuff. I'm going to a fun stitching day at the library in Brandon on the 1st, which is today. But I always record the night before just to make sure I can get everything up and ready. So that'll be a good time. It's been nice. I've been able to get out and see friends, and I'm getting a lot of stitching done between that and my evenings here. Just I've been doing a lot of stitching. It's nice. I just been going through Netflix and all the other cable, or not cable, but streaming channels I have, and watching a lot of shows and movies. So that's enough of that. I'm tired of packing already, and I'm not even moving yet. I'm just getting ready to put my house up for sale. But as I'm packing stuff up, especially here in the sewing craft area room, I keep finding fun things, which is probably why it takes so long. Fun things that I forgot I had, or I knew I had, I didn't know where they were. So anyway, I found this big manila envelope that says "Photos do not bend." Actually, it was different photos, but there's tons of stuff in here. And it's really fun because these are pictures and patterns from when I first started designing. Some of these patterns I don't even have out yet. This is a little beginner pattern. This is when I used to live in, this one's even got my address in Holland, Michigan. And I moved here in 1989. So this is copyright 1986. My mom had some of these. My mom and dad used to have a quilt store, and they also carried some needlework stuff. So they had carried some of my patterns. And when after my dad passed away and my mom finally shut the store down, she sent me all these patterns that she had for sale at the store, ones that were left. So I've been having a good time going through those. I also have big giant photographs made of them. And what I found, I'd actually been looking for this pattern for a while because it's unusual, and I really like it. Oh, this is a nice one too. See, this is one I actually did. I used to take these to a printer and have them printed. So that is one, and that was back when I did not have programs to do all the stitch diagrams. So these were kind of drawn by hand. I had a lot of different ways I did them. I'm not going to go into all those details, but I wanted to talk about the sampler I have. It's packed away. I'm not sure where the original is. I mean, it's in one of my boxes of antique samplers that I have. But this is a pattern stitched by Trinidad Gonzalez, December of 1879. And the original was all stitched in wool. And I actually don't have the reproduction. My friend did it for me. My friend in Michigan did it for me back in the 80s. And I gave it to her as a gift for stitching it for me. So unfortunately, I don't have the one she stitched, and I have not restitched it. But since I have this really good picture, I think I can use this to show, to use this on the pattern. And what I wanted to show you back in the old days, this was the original pattern. Even back then, I had computer programs. I had some of the first computer programs that came out with for needlework. I've gone through so many programs. This is the whole, and I had it printed. Oh no, actually this is all taped together. But so that's the pattern there. And then this was the old this is another old pattern I have. I was trying to go through, and this was my I had these printed, and then I would glue or tape the pictures on the front of it. And this was how I did the patterns. Were all it was cut and paste, literally. See, all these are drawn out and then taped on. This whole sampler is done in long arm cross stitch. And then it has, if I can get, I have a paper clip on this, so that's been on there since the 80s. So, but you can see this is all, whoops. Obviously the glue came off, the tape died, but this is how we used to do it, folks, before the magic of computers. This sampler, let me hold it up again. It's hem stitched, and it's the original was stitched in wool, but I had her reproduce it in DMC floss, and it's unusual. It's hem stitched, but the hem stitching is usually folded to the back, and then it's done with like an invisible stitch. But this one, actually, if you can see, it was actually stitched in colored thread. And instead of folding it to the back, it's all folded to the front. And I actually hand drew these instructions on how to do this. You like this? These are my instructions with the dot matrix printer. We were high tech. And this all tells how to do the hem stitching on it. So now that I found all this, I'm going to put it all together again. I'll have to rechart it, of course, because who knows what program I was using at that time. But this one, you can actually see the dot matrix better. I will, I may have this up in my shop here once I get my diagrams redone and all the instructions redone. But that was just one of the fun things to kind of get you through all the stress of packing up and deciding what to pack up and what to leave. Now, my realtor, if she had her way, everything would be gone. This would just be an empty room, but I actually have a working business here. So, like I said, expect, whoops, get my notes here. Expect this to be available sometime in the near future. I've lost the picture again already. There it is. I did have some patterns with the small picture, but I wanted a big clear picture to use. And this is how I used to travel with them, instead of, because it's very heavy. I do it now. I carry framed samplers with me, and this is what I should be doing. And it's hard. I usually have one whole suitcase, and it's one half of it is framed, wrapped samplers or whatever designs, and the other half is patterns, which can get really heavy. And then I have another suitcase for clothes. But I wanted to show you that so that at least I'm having a little bit of fun here going through stuff. Oh, and I found some of my grandma's recipes, so I was very excited. I found the original gingerbread boy recipe that she used to make us every year for Christmas. We get little sandwich bags, and each one would have a little gingerbread boy in it, and they would be tied to the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree Grandpa got every year. So, okay, moving on. All the good memories. Like I said, at least I have found some fun stuff. So now I want to talk about my this 1885 sampler I've been reproducing. I've been talking about it. Well, I'm getting very close to the end, folks. I'm so excited. I have finished. These are blocks 9 and 10. That's it. That is all the blocks. This block is really cool. If you can see it. This one, it's got a lot of steps to it, but it's fun. This one's pretty intense. It's easy. It's just really, really thick and dense. And what I'm going to do, because I need to move my scroll frame down, I'm going to actually unhook everything. I put these straps on here, the suspenders, whatever you call them. We used to use them to hold our mittens on up north, but they hold your fabric very taut. And I don't know if you can see how thick this is. And because of that, this fabric on the side is really, really loose. This is tight through here, but with this being very loose, it just flops around. So I had to get out my, I can't remember what these things are called. Somebody will probably remember. I got them on Amazon, I'm sure. I've had like 4 orders from Amazon this week. But I needed all of it. So anyway, but you just put those on, wrap it around this, and now you can see how loose that is. But these really help keep it tight. Usually they don't this is kind of distorted the fabric. They don't usually do that, but because this is so thick in the middle, oh geez, they've kind of, the fabric's gotten wavy. So I'm going to unroll this so you can see it all. I love this. I'm really happy with it. Some of the stitches I liked better than others, of course, but I can't show you the whole thing because I'm not going to take it off, but I can kind of scroll up through it so you can see how long it really is. So this is block 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Isn't this fun? It's going to be, I don't want to hit the ceiling fan, but it's going to be about 36 inches long when it's done. It's 4 inches wide and 36 inches long. And it's, I mean, you guys have been following me. It's been working up really fast because there's a lot of this, but it's all tent stitch over 1, but it works up really fast. And this, because it's tent stitch, it's just a repeating pattern. So if I'm somewhere and it's busy and I don't want to think, I can just work on that because it's just a repeating pattern. I don't have to look at the chart or anything for that. But I just wanted to give you an update. So what I have left to do on here, I'm going to roll this back up again. What I have left to do, all these bands here are also done in tent stitch over 1. And there's one more band here, which is very wide. And then the initials, I don't know the girl's name. I assume it's a girl who stitched this, but she has MM and then the year 1885. And I believe that is stitched in burgundy, and it actually has some gold beads on it. So I'll probably have to go find some gold. I might find some gold beads as I'm going through stuff. But that goes there. And then there's under that, it goes down, and like the top, it will come together here at the bottom. So hopefully by next time, I may have that done by the next FlossTube. Keep my fingers crossed and my hands busy. I'm taking tonight off because I'm tired. So anyway, and because it's the 1st, it is time for the new stitch of the month, July stitch of the month. So I was working on, I'm doing the videos for, I'm teaching this online through EGA, and I'm doing the online class on what people will be able to download the pattern. It's going to be done in 4 lessons. Sign up is closed for this, lot of people signed up. I am thrilled. But so every 2 weeks, you'll do about, 8 stitches, and there's going to be videos that go along with it. And I was doing the videos for, there'll be 4 videos. So I was doing lesson 2, and it was this stitch here. And as I was doing the video, I realized this pattern had a mistake in it. The diagram had a mistake in it, and I hadn't corrected it. So I'm in the middle of doing my video, which is about half done at that point, and I did not want to redo it. So I just stopped the video, pulled up my my program I use to make my stitches. I pulled up the pattern, I pulled up the chart, everything, to redo and fix everything. And then, so that took quite a while to redo everything. I had to update the pattern, the lessons, which I've already sent to EGA. So now I have to send a corrected one. They have not been distributed yet. It doesn't start till August, I think August 2nd. So I've got a month to get it to them, but I'll get the other 2 videos done this weekend. But anyway, that's why this stitch was kind of on my mind here. So I thought, well, that'll be a good stitch because I've just done it, and it's a pretty stitch, and it's kind of fun once you understand it. So anyway, what this stitch is, it's chevron with eyelets. This is the diagram. This is how it's charted. Here's the new sampler. So these will be available on the Stitch of the Month Facebook page on the 1st. So that is this Stitch of the Month, and I have that worked up on my big long piece of linen here. I've been working away at it. You can see it very well. There it is. I did it in 2 shades of green. Now on the Star Spangled Sampler, it's all done in one color. You can choose, I did it in the dark green and the light green. Choose whatever colors you want. Do it all in one color. It's really pretty in an overdyed color. I almost did it in one of the overdyes, but here you can see, it's hard to see in this, but anyway, so that is our Stitch of the Month, chevron with eyelets. So what I'm going to do, I will show you in PowerPoint as usual, and then I will I will demonstrate. It's been a long day. I will demonstrate the stitch for you and go over all the little quirks with it. So hold on, I'm going to go to PowerPoint and we will go over everything, and you'll be an expert on this stitch. Okay, so here we are. Here's the diagram. The stitch, it's a little bit different. It's got 2 different steps to it. So what you will do, you'll work the white numbered steps first. That is the chevrons. And then once that's all done, you'll go back and work the eyelets. The chevrons are also worked across the top. You work the chevrons on top, and then you go down on the way back and work the ones on the bottom. I'm going to demonstrate this. So actually the stitch starts at the edge of your sampler, but it's the 1-2 step is at the edge of your sampler. You come up at 1 at the edge, but then the rest of it's going to be off 1 thread. Now on the Star Spangled Sampler, it actually goes over the edge one thread. So I'm not going to do that to you. But so you're just going to come up at 1, which is 4 threads down on the edge, but 4 threads down, come up at 1, go over 2 threads and go down at 2. Now you're going to leave that step just a little loose, and then you're going to come up at 3, which is in between steps 1 and 2. And that's why I want you to hold, leave your step a little bit loose so you can hold it to the side and have your number 3 step come up between it. Then when you come up at 3, you will pull that 1-2 step tight, not too tight, you know, just like a regular stitch, so it's laying flat across your linen over 2 threads. Now from your step 3, you're going to count up 4 threads and to the right 4 threads and go down at 4. Now for 5, you're going to move 1 thread to the left of 4, come up at 5 and go over 2 threads to go down at 6. Again, you're going to leave this just a little bit loose, and you're going to come up at 7, which is the same hole as 4, which is underneath the 5-6 step. You're going to count over 4 threads and down 4 threads and go down at 8. You're going to go 1 thread to the left, come up at 9. Again, when you pull that 7-8 step tight, you're going to pull 5-6 tight. You don't want to distort your fabric, just enough to lay it flat. Okay, so you're from 8, you're going to move 1 thread to the left, come up at 9, go over 2 threads and go down at 10. Again, leave your thread just a little bit loose, or your floss just a little bit loose, and come up at 11, which is in the same hole as 8 and underneath steps 9, 10. And as you come up at 11, you're going to pull step 9, 10 tight. Now you're going to continue across the row doing that until you get to the end. I believe there's 6 chevrons on this row. This diagram is 2 stitches. So you can see the chevrons are the diamond shape, each of the chevrons, or you can see the eyelets. Each one of those is a stitch, but they're connected. So when you get to the end of the row, I have it numbered as 15, 16, but of course yours will be much more because you're going to go all the way across the row. So you're going to go down at 16, come up at 17, 1 thread to the left, go down at 18. You're going to go over 2 threads, go down at 18, leave it a little bit loose, come up at 19. But since we're going to be doing the bottom half now, you're going to come up below it and count down 4 threads and to the left 4 threads and go down at 20. Now you're going to do your chevrons just the same, only backwards from what you did before. Go down at 20, move 1 thread to the right, come up at 21, go over 2 threads, go down at 22, and leave it a little bit loose, come up at 23, which is in the center, sharing holes with 20, 4 threads up, 4 threads to the left, and go down at 24. Now you'll note your center thread, your center connections there. There's going to be 2. You're going to have 2. Now on the end, you each only have 1, but in the center stitches, you're going to have 2 stitches, 2 like 9 and 10 shares holes with 25, 26. So you're going to have that all the way across the center. Then when you get to the end, you're going to go down at step 32, which goes down under your 1-2 stitch, and that's the end. You can run your threads under the bottom and weave them in, and then change colors if you want, and do your eyelet stitches. So I just numbered the eyelets in the center, that 1 center eyelet. Actually, I lettered it. It has letters. But each of the eyelets in the corner, there's quarter eyelets in each corner on each end, and then there's half eyelets. So they all go down into a center hole. So you're going to come up at A, which is 1 thread to the right of 2, go over 2 threads and go down. That is your center hole for that eyelet. All the rest of the steps are going to go into that same hole. So you're going to come up at C, which is 2 threads above A. It's going to be underneath that thread there, the 3/4 step. Don't go over top of it. You're going to come up underneath it. I'm going to demonstrate this. So CD goes down into the center, come up at E, 2 threads to the right of C, go down into the center and continue around. Now, you can do the eyelets however you want. If you want to go all the way across and do your center eyelets and then go up and do the top and go do the bottom, whatever you want. I did the center and then I moved up and did the top left, the bottom right. And I think I actually did all the top ones, the eyelets in the top. And then as I came back, I did all the bottom ones. So whatever's comfortable for you, it's worked the same all the way across. So I'm going to pause this a minute, and then I'm going to demonstrate the stitch for you, and hopefully it'll make more sense. Okay, so here we are. Of course, this is, pretty large here. Yours is going to be, move this down there, move it down a little bit. Yours is going to be much tinier. You're going to get a lot of coverage with this. Let me pull up mine so you can see it. If you can see that very well. A little bit there. It's a little heavier, but this, of course, is very big because it's plastic canvas. So it's not going to, it's going to be pretty open. Let me put it that way. Okay. So what I've done, I'm going to come up at 1. This is the edge, and you would count 4 fabric threads. This would be the top of the stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you come up there. Now we're going to go over 2 threads to the right. That is 1, 2. Now I'm going to leave this just a little bit loose. You don't have to leave it this loose. And I'm going to come up here, and that is 3. And then as you pull this up, you just pull that thread down. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to count up 4 threads from this hole. 2, 3, 4, and then 4 threads to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and go down. So that is step 3, 4. Then you're going to come 1 thread to the right. Oops, bump my light. That's 5. You're going to go over 2 threads and go down at 2. Or go down at 6. And leave this again just a little bit loose. You'll figure it out. And then come up. This is 7. And I've pulled that step tight. Count down. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 thread to the left is 9. Go down over 2 threads. Leave it loose. Oops, now I have a big knot because I have really long thread. So that's 9, 10. Again, count up 4 threads. Remember, you're counting from this center. You're not counting from this end. You're counting from this center here. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm counting threads, not holes. I know it looks like I'm counting holes, but I'm not. So, and I keep bumping into my light. Okay. So that would be 13, 14. And that's 15. And I'm just going to do 2 like we have diagrammed. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that is 15, 16. Now I'm going to do 17, 18. And I'm going to hold this to the top, and I'm going to come up for, this is 19. And I'm going to count down 4 threads and to the left 4 threads. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 21. I'm going to go over 2 threads, just like we did on the other, going the other way. Pull it tight. This is 23, 24. Keep turning my thing here. There we go. Okay, so now your next step is going to share holes. You're going to have 2 of these horizontal stitches here. So this is 25. Go down in the same hole as step 9 for step 26, leave it a little bit loose, and then come up. And there you are. So you have 2 stitches there, 2 horizontal stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, so this would be your last stitch coming back on the bottom. And up. And then you're just going to go down into step 1, 2. And there are your chevrons. Now I'm going to work the eyelets. I'm using red. This is blue and red because those are the colors I have. So, and lighter colors don't show up. So I'm going to come up at A, which is 1 thread over from step 2. So you have 1 open thread here. Count over 2 threads and go down. Now that is going to be your center for this entire stitch. From here, I'm going to count up 2 threads, kind of move this thread out of the way. So that is C, and then D goes down into the center. I actually have a big knot on the back. Oh, I see. I have another stitch caught in there, but okay, we're good. I work with these huge long threads because I don't want to run out, but they can be challenging. Okay, now, so we're going to come up at E, which is 2 threads below that center. Go over 2 threads, or 2 threads below this stitch here. And just keep going around. Now, you don't have to start in that same spot. To me, it was easier because it lined up with the 1, 2 stitch. Now, again, if you want, you can just work your way over to the next eyelet stitch. Just kind of pull that out of the, whoops, pull that out of the way. So there is 1 eyelet stitch. Now I'm going to go ahead and go up in the corner here and work this quarter eyelet. So I'm going to count up 2 threads, 2 fabric threads from, not from step 1, but from step 3. So 2. And then I'm going to, sheesh, knots everywhere. There. Okay, here's how you can get rid of a knot, hopefully. Pull it the opposite direction from which way it goes. So if your knot goes to the left, you're going to pull it to the right. Anyway. So I'm going to go over 2 threads. So there's the corner there. Now this diagonal stitch is going to share holes with step CD. Okay, and there is a quarter of an eyelet. Now I'm going to work my way over here, and you can see it's 1 thread away from that horizontal stitch. So you're going to start 1 thread away, count over 2 threads. Now that's going to be your center where all the stitches are for this one are going to go into, all the steps. Now on the Star Spangled Sampler, I actually worked 2 rows of this to make it match. The stripes are all 2 stitches 8 high. So, and there you go. So there is your corner, your center. Like I said, what I did is I actually worked this and then worked my way down, and then I came back and just worked the bottom. You can do it however you want. You can go back and do the center, or the center eyelet there. And there you are. There's 2, the chevron stitches, again, that with eyelets. It's kind of a fun stitch. Like I said, it looks really good in over dyed threads. So I'm going to come back and talk quick a minute, and then we're done. Okay, so that's it for FlossTube 37. Not a lot this time. I'm kind of got a lot going on, so I'm trying to keep up with these. I definitely didn't want to miss out on Stitch of the Month. Be sure you go to the Facebook group and get your diagrams. Maybe start a notebook or just save them as a PDF. They are PDFs, so you can just save them into a file, and you will have a nice conglomeration of stitches. So this is 7 for this sampler, and then plus, so this is from the top to here is 2022, and all these are available in the FlossTube, the Facebook Stitch of the Month group. And then here's 2023 started, and because I have this big long piece of linen, I'm just going to keep going on this. You can work it however you want. Each stitch is 50 threads wide, each band, I should say. So however that works out for you. Anyway, so, and don't forget to share your photos. If you're working on the Stitch of the Month, share your photos. I've been sharing progress on my 1885 sampler in the Stitch of the Month group. So, you know, we share other stuff. I'm not as active as I'd like to be, but again, I have a lot of stuff going on right now, but my stitching has really kept me sane through everything I've gone through this year and the last, I don't know how many years. It's kept me sane. So anyway, and if there are some stitches you want to learn, let me know. I also talk about antique sewing items. So I've been finding things. Maybe I'll find something else to talk about. I don't have anything new right now. I'm trying not to buy anything other than that box I bought because I had to have it. Anyway, like I said, let me know. Thank you again for watching. I'm going to be staying in the Airbnb just before the next FlossTube. I should be out on the 14th. So hopefully I can get back here. I'm going to be out on the 11th. I'm taking my laptop with me. Don't worry. Be out the 11th. They're going to tent it on the 12th. It comes down on the 13th, and then I can go back in on the 14th. So it's a lot. But anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to get my video done for the 15th. But anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you on the 15th. Thanks. Bye.